I also have with me another guest who lost his entire family, his wife, his two little children in the 1985 attack. I have with me Dr. Sankuratari Chandrasekhar. He was so devastated, he lost the purpose of his life. He ended up returning to India soon after the attack that took place. He opened up a charity trust in Andhra Pradesh, the village where her wife belonged to, and since then has been continuing with charity work when it comes to the health and education of rural places in Andhra Pradesh. It's good to have you, Dr. Chandrasekhar, with us on the telecast. Again, if you could just rewind and tell us what was the reason that your children and your wife were traveling to India?
They were coming for my brother-in-law's wedding, supposed to be in August 4th, and they started on June 23rd from Canada. I was supposed to come later, and we all planned to go back together before the school start in Canada.
And what were you doing? Where were you? How did you and when did you hear about the 1985 terror attack? Obviously, it was first a crash that was reported. What were you doing? How did you react after that?
Next day, I dropped them at Montreal Airport on 22nd night. 23rd morning, by 5:30, somebody knocked on my door. When I opened the door, there were a lot of people waiting outside the door. I didn't know why so many people were there in the morning, Sunday morning. So they slowly came into the house and told me that plane is disappeared from radar. That was the first time I had something happen to the flight.
Sir, do you think the Canadian government has done enough for the families of the victims of the attack?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows it's going to happen. Probably if they know, they would have prevented it. Nobody knows how it happened, why it happened, but it happened.
Dr. Chandrasekhar, were you satisfied with the legal proceedings in the case that transpired afterwards?
I really, to be honest with you, I never followed the legal issues, neither the court case nor anything afterwards, because I left Canada in 1988 with a mission to do something more meaningful with my life. So since that time, I didn't really bother to find out what was happening or what happened, except hearing little bit news here and there. Other than that, I could not follow too much, nor did I interested to follow also, because I have a mission in front of me. I'm focusing everything on that, how to do it, what to do, where could I get the resources and all those things. So I did not pay any attention to the legal aspects of the case.
Now, talking about the convicts, there was only one person, Rayat, who was found guilty. And he was not just found guilty and charged with a terror attack, he was charged for manslaughter. Why do you think that the Canadian authorities, the legal system, were not able to nail down the perpetrators of the attack?
I really have no idea. I really don't know what happened. I don't know who is that guy also. I don't know the name also. So without knowing all those things, I really can't assess why they're not able to do this or that. Because politics is something I don't understand, nor do I try to understand also, because it's beyond my comprehension. I'm a basic scientist, deal with the facts, and I'm dealing with facts. I deal with human beings. I deal with the human beings suffering. I also try to help them in whatever way I can. So this is my life has been here for the last 35 years, and other than this, I have no knowledge about anything else.
There were 3 persons who were accused. There were 3 persons against whom there was a trial. Rayat obviously served his term and was then, he was let out of jail. There was another perpetrator. He was actually let go of because there was no proof of burden. There was no burden of proof. Now there was one individual by the name of Ajay Singh Bagri. Now he continues to live in Canada and spread the pro-Khalistani agenda. Ratu in Surrey in British Columbia. Would you want to get this case reopened to ensure that the culprits this time around are convicted?
I don't think so, because to me, nothing will come out of it. My family won't come back. So my life won't be changed. I already, 37 years after the tragic accident, it really doesn't bother me at all what they do, what they don't do. My life has taken a different path, and I am strict to it, and I want to pursue that. And I am also already 8 years old. I really have no interest in following the case or doing anything at all.
I sympathize with you, sir, but also do you think the Canadian government has been giving safe havens to Khalistani extremists and terrorists in Canada amidst all the big developments that are taking place recently?
I'm sorry, that also I don't know. But I lived in Canada for 22 years. Canada was a nice country for me to live. It molded my character, molded my thinking, molded my behavior, everything. I have a lot of Canadian support across the country, from East Coast to West Coast. I have very fond memories of Canada, and I have everything good but nothing bad to say about Canada. So with this scenario, I also wanted to thank all the Canadians who has helped me to achieve the humanity services what I am doing here. For this, I am always thankful to Canadians. Towards this gesture, I am also proposing to build a small Canada-India Peace Gardens as a tribute to their support for me in the compound here in Kashina.
Obviously, you're here in Andhra Pradesh now. You let go of all your ties. Your work was in Canada and you've moved. It's been over 35 years in India, in Andhra Pradesh. But do you think you would you'd expect the Canadian government to do something to give closure to you as a family member who's lost your family, your entire family to the attack? Would this allow for some closure that the families of the victims at this point of time are seeking?
I don't think they can do anything what they have done, in my opinion, because justice is something different. Whatever we got was, nobody can repair the damage. So either government or people have been very supportive to me. So I really can't say about government. I only care for people with whom I worked, with whom I still have contacts in Canada.
Well, I appreciate you, Dr. Chandrasekhar, for joining us on this telecast, telling us that dastardly attack and the story behind how you lost your family members. A difficult time for you. Obviously, the wounds cannot be healed even after so many decades have passed.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.